James Harden, and we've talked about it. Just 2 for 8, awful game. Just expect more. And as we talk about Steph, we talked about the 0 for 16 or whatever in certain more. James Harden just doesn't play well in big games, in these big games, and the history
already in the playoffs, period.
Is there. I mean, there's no denying it. It's just unbelievable how a guy who was so prolific at one time when he was with the Rockets. Prolific.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, one of the greatest offensive weapons I've ever seen.
I agree, and I remember seeing him in the early stages with OKC when he was coming off the bench.
Like, shoot,
that year that they ran to the finals and then they lost, I thought to myself, my God, who is this guy?
Right.
I was like, this James Harden is crazy.
Like, they keep getting guys, right? They found KD, then they find West.
3 guys like that, on the same team.
3 Hall of Famers, all would be MVPs. Wait, am I wrong? Did I speak too fast?
Yes, that's the point that you made.
Hold up.
When you talk about, I'm sorry, and I'm not being a prisoner of the moment, but James Harden is not a Hall of Famer to me.
This is crazy.
He's not.
This is crazy.
I'm dead serious. Like at some point, and here's my issue with just putting people in, and I'm not.
Okay.
And let's talk about Rob G. The parameters. We're talking about like
the criteria,
like NBA career Hall of Fame, not the Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm done with that. I don't I'm not paying attention.
I don't think he has anything that would.
No,
also
but you know what I'm saying.
I get what you mean. Where guys
if you play
he did do an Olympics.
You play a long time. You're in the Olympics. Like they start adding on, right?
Yep, that's true.
So they'll say, well, but he played a while.
You remember that one? He made an Elite 8 in college, and
and all that. And before you know, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Just NBA. I'm with it. What you got?
Here's why I would say no. Is that there's got to be more than just compiling numbers, okay? Because numbers are important, but it should also be in context. That's why guys who play on bad teams who just score a lot of points, they don't get any recognition because, A, you're not winning, and B, somebody has to score because it's a game. Do you know? It can't be 135 to nothing.
Said, I don't care if it's the Wizards. Somebody's got to get 100.
Somebody, right.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to score. Like, this is the game.
Yeah.
So you can't look at that and go, oh, he's getting buckets, man. I don't know. The Wizards can't win, but he's getting dude, somebody's got to score the points. So that's just not enough. And if you're putting James Harden, who hadn't done anything, so to speak, even that one with the Rockets when they missed 27 straight threes. I don't know how many he missed in that. Remember that 27 straight?
Yeah.
That's James Harden's career almost. Like that one sequence or stretch there, which sums it up. And my only point is, if James Harden goes in with this abysmal postseason albatross hanging on his neck, where do you actually put in the people who actually have played well and have won, you know what I mean, and scored when their points
like
and
Deion Sanders always
mattered?
Said, there needs to be a Hall of Fame in the Hall of Fame. Like all right, everybody's in, but this wing here.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's what a Hall of Famer should be. And I've said this to you with baseball and with my vote. I don't vote for any other Hall of Fame, just baseball. If I have to debate your career, you're not a Hall of Famer to me. And I know that sounds
Larry
like
Bird in.
Right.
Shaq in. Like we should. I give
Isaiah Thomas.
In.
Like this is what it should be of that ilk. If I have to debate, well, if he would have had a good coach, well, if he would have had a good Robin, well, if he would have had this or that, or he had a better owner and they got a better general man. Like you could make that case for a lot of people.
I agree.
And you should be like what would James Harden, your push or your reason to put him in, standing on what? What exactly did he do that separated him from his peers during his time playing? And I can't come up with anything other than having his jersey retired at a strip club. Other than that, I don't know of anything.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that alone would get him in your Hall of Fame. I thought it would be in dispute. Like, we are absolutely not even going to have this conversation. I thought we were planning the show that you were going to be like, this is the stupidest convo ever, that you would automatically have him in there.
If we were talking, of course, a groundbreaking moment, but not in basketball.
Yeah. We did this with Carmelo, and I think they're similar in that they're offensive weapons.
Rob G, you weren't here for that.
Yeah. But
about Carmelo on his
same, just NBA mirror, not the Olympics and not obviously a national title run. So those things 100% put him in. The difference for me, why I'm even more in favor of James Harden, a couple of reasons. One of the things we're saying, okay, Carmelo has a bunch of All-Star appearances, and I think maybe he had one All-NBA. James Harden has 7 All-NBAs. 7. He's also a 3-time scoring champ. And this is the kind of the separator. 2-time assist champ. So that means you are a scoring machine and you be dropping dimes. He was also a 6th man of the year. He was a 1-time MVP. Carmelo was never an MVP. And we all know he could have had 1 or 2 more. Like, that's how good he was. There was a 5 to 6 year period where if he was MVP every one of those years, you'd be like, I mean, I can't be mad at that. He has a bunch of playoff appearances, so it means like he wasn't just good and teams were terrible. He was always in the playoffs. He just had shortcomings in the playoffs. I agree with that.
Can I give you something?
He left a lot to be desired. I ain't lying about that.
Okay, let me give you this.
I would agree.
Harden has 35 career playoff games with less than 4 buckets made. Just listen to what I just told you. Not 10 games, not 5.
I ain't gonna lie.
35 games. Is that dubious?
I'm hanging on.
Okay, that's dubious. All right, here we go.
His receding hairline right now. I'm hanging on by a thread.
Harden has scored fewer than 20 points in 12 of his 26 career elimination games, including 7 of his last 13. For context, I'll give you that. LeBron, Steph, and KD have done it twice in a combined, 60 games, 60 elimination games. Just think about those 3 guys have scored fewer than 20 points twice combined in 60 in 6-0 eliminate. He's done it 12 times in 26 elimination. Just think about that.
That's crazy, but here's the thing.
That's my vote against him.
He would be in the You Are Hall of Famer wing tie game, by the way.
The Knicks just tied the game.
This is crazy. They're on like a 32-6 run or something crazy right now. Celtics should be ashamed of themselves. And this is what happens when you miss threes. And the Celtics are an amazing team. 12 for 47.
There you go, right there.
And this is what happens. And now you forgot how to get other shots. Look at them. They don't even know how to get offense right now without threes. Struggle bus. They mess around and lose the game. So, but James Harden has done too much for me not to call him Hall of Famer. A Hall of disappointment in the playoffs, without a doubt.
That goes along with your record, though.
The only other issue I have with the flip side of this is, so then guys like Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, or Jimmy Butler, guys like that need to be in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Because of the postseason. Like
their full body of work isn't good enough. They weren't Robert Horry.
Right, so
how many times was Robert Horry first team? He was a bench player.
I don't agree.
He
Rob's my guy, and I don't think he should be in. I'm not arguing that. But what I'm saying is if we're going to just divide, like, all right, here's postseason, and here's regular season.
It should count, but I'm just saying you made a couple of shots in the postseason, but you were a bench player your whole career, or you didn't make any first-team All-NBAs, or you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you didn't win an MVP, you never no. It has to be really good great regular season, and then moments. Not James Harden has to win 10 championships. Moments.
He has failed you. But he's literally in my lifetime, and you know how much I've watched hoop. Jordan, Kareem, 2-3 other guys as far as what Steph Curry, as far as just explosive weapons. Like, not just, guy can score. There's plenty of guys who can score. Dominique Wilkins and Bernard King. There's a bunch of guys. But just an offensive weapon, man, he might be the best of his generation in that regard. And I can't not put that guy who could have been an MVP 2, 3, 4 times in a Hall of Fame. He was that good. And that he gets in, and I'm the Hall of Disappointment, too, in the playoffs. I am upset, but I can't not put him in.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Real simple. Should James Harden be in the Hall of Fame? And we were like NBA, right? Off of his NBA, because we get the other stuff, and that's how the loophole and other people have gotten into the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. But we'll continue
What up, guys? I love basketball talk. The thing for me, for James Harden, one of my favorite teams of all time is the KD, Westbrook, and Harden going to the finals. One of my favorite teams.
Mm-hmm.
And my problem is, I still think of Harden as that guy from OKC. I know he's done great in the regular season, and that's great. But the problem is, you do need to look at playoffs. It doesn't matter how great you are. When it gets to playoff basketball, like those years that he was good, even the year he won MVP, I don't remember him.
Right.
I just remember Curry and all those guys. I don't remember him.
Okay, no. Marshall?
Yeah.
Listen. Listen. We can discuss his playoff performance as being abysmal. I'm with it. But I'm not going to act like bearded James Harden for a 5-6 year period, Rob G.
I got a hot take.
Was crazy.
I got a hot take.
What's your hot take?
Okay. Steph Curry gets a lot of credit or blame if you're Rob Parker for changing the game of basketball, right? The three-pointer. I will go to my deathbed saying James Harden revolutionized basketball.
Drawing the fouls or the step back? Which one?
No, the spread pick and roll.
Yeah.
One guy has the ball. Everybody else stands in the corner.
I thought it was for having food in his beard.
People as Steph Curry shoots a lot of threes, nobody else runs an offense like the Warriors. Nobody else plays like Steph Curry. There's 15 teams that play exactly the way James Harden played.
And you got to credit Mike D'Antoni.
Exactly.
He got James Harden in that system. And I remember this. And everybody was like, why is James leaving? He's with the Thunder. It's such a good team.
Yep.
Why would he? And I remember him going to Houston. And the first game he played was against the Pistons and lit them up for like 37 and 15. We were like, oh. And he became one of those Luka, LeBron, Allen Iverson where I'm the system. The offense is give me the ball and get out the way.
Jalen Brunson plays like that right now. We're watching him on
he's
TV.
got to find a way to get
SGA plays like that. Luka Doncic plays like that.
Yeah, he's got to find a way to get cat.
877-99 on Fox.
SGA maybe a slight, not quite that bad.
Sydney in Orlando. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Sydney?
Yo, Rob, man, I caught y'all in the middle of the conversation. I thought y'all was talking about Tom Brady, right?
That's
That's funny.
Listen, man, this first call of Matthew, I got your back, man. Spot on, man. Don't nobody remember James Harden. But, hey, Rob, the food and the beer, yeah, we remember that.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not listening to none of y'all talking about me. It is official. It is official. Recency bias is going crazy right now. Y'all not going to act like James Harden was not one of the best and most exciting players in the league.
It's just that we've seen it a lot.
I'm not arguing that. Your argument, I understand, Rob, the postseason, I get that. But to act like he wasn't one of them ones for like 7-8 years in the league, come on now. We're not doing that, y'all.
Rob.
Yes, Sydney.
Thanks for taking my call, man. Hey, and keep killing Tom Brady.
Every chance I get, I'm going to tell the truth. Thank you. You like the way I slipped that in there, Rob G?
Yeah, that Levi's commercial was kind of crazy. Sorry, Beyonce was on TV.
Is that Demetrius? Demetrius in Phoenix. You're on the Odd Couple.
Come on, man. James Harden is hot garbage. He's a stat pattern. A la LeBron.
Yes.
James. Get out of here.
I can't believe
Why don't you put Nate Robinson in the Hall of Fame?
This man, if you don't get off my phone, Demetrius.
Come on, man.
Demetrius.
Come on, man. Lay off the gummies, bro.
Demetrius.
You got gummies? I don't know that.
I think he's holding some right now, getting ready to pop as soon as he get off this phone call. Roger, you see how the people do it? Hey,
And you know what
this
else?
is a lesson
Demetrius
to?
let you know. Where Dub lives, they ain't doing gummies.
Yeah, what?
They got the real good stuff up there.
Real stuff.
First of all,
They don't do those,
you just got back today.
commoner drugs there over there where he lives.
You just got Mary. We can hear you in the background, Mary.
What are gummies? What are those? I don't even know what those are.
Hey, wait, you joking or serious? You got to be joking because
he's like, those are poor people drugs.